Assalamu alaikum, dear friends, how are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, whatever we are trying to do here in this world during our life, there are several areas where we are working, and everything else, behind everything else, what we are trying to do, the ultimate aim is to be a happy person and to lead a happy life. Even if at all we are seeking the comforts or the luxuries, if we want to become a famous person, behind all of that, there is just one thing. That one thing is called happiness. Today, we are going to talk about this happiness and the happiness which is sustainable, the happiness which can be continued, the happiness which can be enjoyed for a longer period of time as long as we people are alive. So, once we talk about happiness, obviously, then on the one hand, we need to get rid of certain things out of our life, and on the other hand, we do need to practice certain other things in our life as well. Today, we are going to talk about those things we need to say goodbye if at all we want to become a happy person, if at all we want to lead a happy life, and that too on a consistent basis. So, there are certain things. Once we have tried to avail the research of those people who have conducted in-depth study into the subject, we have come to a point. There are some nine things in number. So these nine things are, I think it is important to identify if at all I do have some of these nine, or if at all I, even if at all I do have one, two, three, four, or more of these in my life, I need to identify, I need to get rid of, I need to separate myself, I need to detach myself, I need to say goodbye to these nine attachments. What are those nine attachments? Let's look upon all that one by one. First of all, it is dwelling on the past or the future. Dwelling in the past or the future. Either we live in the past because the past was a very good one, or we live in the past because there are many regrets in the past. I think in both of these cases, simply we need to do one thing. As far the past is concerned, we need to learn. We need to learn whatever we can out of our previous experiences, and that's all. As for the future is concerned, we need to plan about the future. We need to prepare ourselves a bit for the future, and nothing more than that at all. I think we don't need to dwell either in the past or in the future. Rather, we need to live in the present. So that is the number one thing. We need to say goodbye, and that is dwelling in the past or the future. Now, the second thing, the need for approval from others, the need for approval from others. It is the external validation. If at all somebody certifies me, somebody, if at all the people around me, if at all they approve me, they like me, they appreciate me, only then I can be a happy person, only then I can consider myself as a successful person. That is absolutely wrong, and I need to say goodbye to this thing as well. Whether the other people approve me or not, whether they validate me or not, I need to look upon one thing, and this one thing is that whatever I am trying to do, it is morally and ethically it is okay, and it is not immoral, it is not unethical. So if at all it is ethically and morally okay, if at all it is goes right into my own best interest, I have every right to do that, and I don't need to seek the approval. I don't need to seek the approval from other people at all. Now the third thing is, that is materialistic desire. The third thing is materialistic desire. I think material maybe up to an extent it is our need, but trying to maximize my possession. I need to have this thing. I need to have that thing. I need to live in a luxurious house. I need to buy, I want to buy a luxury car. I think all of that is absolutely wrong. I want to wear the designer dresses and want to go for the fine dining, and my relationship should be with the elites of the society. All of that is absolutely vain. I think absolutely nonsense. I don't need to. I need to abandon. I need to minimize and contain. I need to contain and minimize the material desires. Now, the fourth is perfectionism. I think that perfectionism totally and absolutely does not exist anywhere else at all. There is only one thing. That one thing is called excellence, but excellence comes with the practice only. The more practice we do, the more improvement will be there, and we will become somewhat excellent in our performance. Perfectionism, we need to say goodbye. Now the fifth is negative self-talk. Self-talk, self-talk, apparently it seems that either there is no self-talk, or it is of little importance or no importance. Totally and absolutely wrong. As a matter of fact, on the one hand, we talk a lot with we ourselves. On the other hand, it is highly important. If at all we are talking positive, it is highly beneficial. But if at all we talk negative, I think it is extremely bad. We should not be doing it at all. I think that we should not be talking negatively. The way we speak to our children in a careful and cautious manner, we want to say the positive thing. We want to, for the sake of the training of our children, we say the positive thing to our children. In the same manner, I think we need to talk positive with we ourselves as well. And this is the negative self-talk. We need to say goodbye. And the sixth thing about which we need to say goodbye, that is holding on to grudges. Holding on to grudges, I think having the grudge against anybody, against those people who might have done anything bad with us, I think we need to say goodbye, because grudges, it harms very little to them, but it does harm us a lot. It damages us a lot. It weakens us a lot. So I think it is quite a lot of burden. So we need to get rid of this burden. Say goodbye to all sort of grudges. Now the seventh is fear of change. Fear of change. I think why to be afraid of the change? Why not to embrace it? Why not to be comfortable with it? Although the change does bring new challenges, but once we try to overcome those challenges, our confidence level gets enhanced. On the other hand, if at all there is any sort of change, there will be certain new opportunities as well. We need to identify, we need to avail and benefit from those new opportunities out of all that as well. Now the eighth is that we need to comparing ourselves to other, comparing other self to other, or ourselves to other. No need to compare at all, for the reason that everybody is unique. Everybody is unique, like our thumb impression. Everybody is totally unique. So even the twin brothers, born from the womb of the same mother at the same time and were raised together, even they are not exactly the same as far their habits are concerned. Even later on, their looks does changes as well. So I think and I believe that as far comparing our life with that of the other people is concerned, it will never allow us to become a happy person. Now the ninth and the last is, that is, attachment to outcome. That I want this sort of outcome from the election. I want this sort of outcome from the cricket competition, from the cricket match. I want this sort of this thing, this sort of that thing. I think we should be open to our every option. So whatever does happen, because it is beyond our control, we need not to pay attention at all to what is beyond our control. Rather, we need to focus upon whatever lies in our own control, and only this way we can become a happy person. So, dear friends and fellows, these are the nine things. I think we need to say goodbye. Unless and until we do say the goodbye to these nine things, as for the happiness is concerned, as for the consistent, as for the sustainable happiness is concerned, I think is totally impossible. Now let's have a very quick revision about all of those nine things. First of all, it is that we need not to dwell on the past or the future. The second is the need for approval of others, the external validation, we need to say goodbye. Number three, materialistic desires, we need to say goodbye. Number four, perfectionism, we need to say goodbye. Number five, negative self-talk, we need to say goodbye. Number six, holding on to grudges, we need to say goodbye. Number seven, fear of change, we need to say goodbye. Number eight, comparing yourself to others, we need to say goodbye. Number nine, attachment to outcome, we need to say goodbye. If at all we do say goodbye to the nine of these things, only then we can invite happiness to our life. Happiness will be there in our life on a permanent basis, inshallah. That's all from me. Thank you very much.